want to sit down for this one. We got another video here. One of the videos that, you know, it actually has made me think a lot. Okay, so this one's Tiffany Haddish reveals how Hollywood elites ruined her career. Tiffany Haddish was at the top of her game. Like a lot of people that seem to be just something happens to them, or, you know, there's a lawsuit or something. Tiffany Haddish really did seem to be at the top of her game about a year or two ago. I don't know what has happened. She's kind of fizzled out. She had some allegations against her, and then who knows? So in this video, we're gonna be talking about what happened to her career and how people in Hollywood may have taken her down. I don't know what happened, but let's figure it out together.
You go and buy Tiffany Haddish a car. See, if we remember the movie Cadillac Records, I'll keep buying you a car, but I won't give you what you're worth. And then we said, but did you pay her fairly?
It's real. Like,
No.
if the man looks too good to be true, he is.
Thank you, Miss Oprah Winfrey. No, baby, I wasn't blackballed. I was by some niggas who had no balls.
Your favorite comedian Tiffany Haddish says she is now jobless, thanks to a controversial lawsuit filed and dismissed against her and Ari Spears. But she believes some industry giants, two to be specific, are responsible for her troubles. The 43-year-old Easter Sunday star and Spears' names are now legally in the clear, but their reputations may continue to suffer, something Haddish said she's already experiencing.
Oh, I lost everything. All my gigs gone.
Really?
Everything gone.
So I mean, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is that's a bad look. But now that they've changed face, you know,
I
you
don't
feel
know.
like
I lost everything. All my gigs gone. Everything gone, she answered, when asked if she felt the suit would damage her public image. But just how are the said people involved in bringing down Haddish? Stick around to find out. Actress and comedian Monique opened up about her widely publicized feud with some of Hollywood's top players a little over a year ago, and it seems one of her closest friends in the industry, Tiffany Haddish, has the same views as Monique. In a recent episode of Turned Out with T.S. Madison, Mo discussed her long-standing claims of being blackballed. After Monique declined to participate in the Precious Awards campaign, she publicly shamed Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels.
You know, I think that when I first had to say, I've got to speak up and speak out.
You will not believe how Tyler Perry, the man responsible for the character Medea, has been treating Tiffany Haddish. When the plaintiffs in a lawsuit alleging harassment by Haddish and Ari Spears filed a notice of dismissal, the comedian detailed how the lawsuit had cost her work and how even individuals she considered family, like Tyler Perry, had turned their backs on her. The Girls Trip actress opened up to TMZ about the fallout from the lawsuit filed against her and Spears in Los Angeles Superior Court, alleging that the pair mistreated two minor siblings years ago. Haddish had previously addressed the case filed against her and Spears. I know people have a bunch of questions. I get it. I'm right there with you, Haddish wrote on Instagram. Unfortunately, because there is an ongoing legal case, there's very little that I can say right now. But clearly, while this sketch was intended to be comedic, it wasn't funny at all, and I deeply regret having agreed to act in it. I really look forward to being able to share a lot more about this situation as soon as I can. Even if
What
the
sketch is she talking about? That had to do with children? What's going on here? Monique pops up in this a lot, and I feel as though Monique has been a very vocal person, and that's why you haven't seen her in a lot of places. That's why you haven't seen her on a lot of shows and a lot of movies lately, because she just said, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And you know, in our previous video, we talked about Oprah and we talked about Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry and Oprah are thick as thieves. So you cross one, you cross another, and I always felt like Oprah might have been somewhat of a gatekeeper. I don't know that for sure, guys. I always just felt like she had something to do with a lot of things that was going on. So if Monique is stepping up and saying something about Tyler Perry, saying something about Lee Daniels, you know she's going down on a big scale. And that's why we haven't seen her. So maybe Tiffany Haddish is going through the same thing. Let's find out. Let's keep on going.
forward to being able to share a lot more about this situation as soon as I can. Even if the allegations against Haddish were baseless, Perry and his studios did nothing to defend her. In fact, she had done nothing but attempt to make the world a better place in the time leading up to the case. The case was filed by an unnamed lady who claimed that Jane Doe, now 24, and her brother John Doe, now 16, were exploited by Haddish and Spears in 2 comedy sketches shot while they were youngsters. The lawsuit claimed that in the video, Spears' character portrays an elderly man harboring wild thoughts about a young boy named John Doe. Haddish's character is the mother of the boy who gives her son to the man. According to the Daily Beast, John Doe spends most of the video clad only in his underwear, as Spears' character leers at him through 2 holes cut into a newspaper he pretends to read. The video concludes with the following text: "Watch who you leave your kids with, funny or die." Although Spears deleted the tape from the initial uploading site in 2018, Haddish lost everything due to the legal action brought against her because of her public persona.
I don't have no job.
During this time period, Monique's criticism of Tyler Perry and his studio for their treatment of black actors, including Tiffany Haddish, became more strident.
Times when it comes to a black woman speaking up and speaking out, it goes unheard until she dies.
In one of her many interviews, Monique addressed the camera head-on to discuss Hollywood's history of stereotyping strong black women. Oftentimes, when it comes to a black woman speaking up and speaking out, it goes unheard until she dies. Then once she dies, then we go back and say, well, she was right, and let's make a movie about it. She explained, see, I can give you their names. Eartha Kitt, I can give you their names. Hazel Scott, I can give you their names. Fannie Lou Hamer, I can give you their names. Hattie McDaniel. All of those women took a stand, and all of those women left here heartbroken, unhealthy, looking at a community saying, y'all know I'm right, but why won't anybody say anything? Mo was obviously going for Perry after the way the multi-millionaire film producer handled her and Haddish. Their feud began after Monique violated her contract and did not promote Perry's film, Precious. She won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress in 2009 for her performance in the film. Mo explained that she was not going to promote the film because, first, she didn't want to miss out on time with her family for film festivals and press junkets, and second, she wasn't required to per her contract. She said she was willing to star in Precious, directed by Lee, for only $50,000 because it was a low-budget indie film. However, the film's prospects were greatly improved when Tyler Perry came on board as executive producer following the project's success at the Sundance Film Festival.
So when it came time for the campaigning of this award for the Oscar, and when it came time to go to different festivals,
Monique stated that the marketing team for Precious asked her to promote the film, but she refused because she wanted to be paid. Tyler Perry counted on her to give her services grants. What I was not going to do was to make Hollywood the priority, she said, before recalling her and Perry's conversation at the Neighborhood Awards. I said to Perry, I'm not in the business of working for free, so we had a mutual agreement. No problem. We got up, we hugged, everything was good. When they knew that I was not going to be the actress or be the one that said, because it's them, I gotta do it. No, I don't care who it is. Now comes the blackball.
why are you trying to tell me to do something that I'm not contractually obligated to do?
Monique claimed that she was made aware of rumors that she was difficult to work with Perry even going so far as to badmouth her to director David E. Talbert. She said she had never heard anything negative about her from others close to the producer, but pointed out that they had been mute throughout the whole incident. But she claims she doesn't detest Perry or Lee at the moment. Let me be clear, I love those people. We love those people.
That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. First of all, what does that have to do with Tiffany Haddish? But that is interesting. First of all, did you hear about that video that they were talking about describing the Aries Spears Tiffany Haddish video? That sounded weird. Even if you're an upcoming actor, even if you're, trying to work the circuit as a comedian and doing low budget projects and doing random projects, that sounded very strange. I don't even know if I would have wanted to participate in that. Even in acting, I don't think I would have wanted to participate in that at all. That sounded weird. And Aries Spears, although I've heard of Aries Spears, a lot of people have not. He's a comedian on the circuit. I think he's been in a couple one-offs here and there, but he's never been a star, like a big star, like Tiffany Haddish was a big star. Is still a big name. I think it hurt her, obviously, more than it hurt him. Now, with the Monique thing, if you're part of the project, you got to promote the project. But I guess she wanted to be paid. That's fair, especially if it wasn't in her contract. Maybe paid extra to go to these different festivals. I don't know. As a person, I like to go out and touch the community. I like to be a part of the community. I'm not on their level at all, but I like to be in the community as much as possible. Meet with the people, connect with the people, talk about what I got going on. Could she have swallowed pride for 5 minutes just to show up? Didn't he have to stay there the whole day? Yes, maybe, but she stood her ground, and, well, may not have been the right ground to stand on, guys. Let's keep going.
Let me be clear. I love those people. We love those people. My husband and I love them. They're our brothers and sisters, she said. And as my husband always says, Mama, we ain't calling nobody out. We're simply calling them up to say, listen, let's make our community better by making it right, not running and hiding by what you consider is your power. After Monique's criticism, Tyler Perry addressed the situation. He gave an interview to The Hollywood Reporter in which he discussed racism in the entertainment industry. In addition, he spoke out against Hollywood's racial bias. According to Tyler, Hollywood is not always a racist environment. According to him, race isn't as important to the business world as money. In his own words, respect follows money. When all was said and done, he avoided talking about the Monique incident in his interview. According to Forbes, the creator of Madea says he was motivated to become a writer because of some of his friends in the industry. Finally, the case against Haddish was dismissed, and she is slowly but surely getting her groove back in the entertainment industry after months of trying to do so. One fan tweeted, "I see Tiffany Haddish is slowly making her way back into the spotlight." With another writing, "It's weird how Tiffany Haddish low-key got canceled and then bounced back with a Disney movie. Disney is perverted as F, but it still doesn't add up." People who have worked with Perry, like Monique and Haddish, have voiced concerns about his treatment of staff. The film producer was threatened in 2018 by the Performers Equity Association, a union representing predominantly African-American performers in Hollywood.
Get mad at your mama because she getting that Similac with vitamin D.
Medea's Farewell was reportedly Perry's 11th play in the works. Perry wanted to cast 5 non-union actors in the production, but that went against the mission of Actors Equity, which advocates for its members by, as the organization puts it on its website, negotiating wages, improving working conditions, and providing a wide range of benefits, including health and pension plans.
Don't run from the police. It never pays. Although I run every chance I get.
Live on stage, Madea on the Run.
After Perry and the producers of Madea on the Run failed to sign a union contract with Actors Equity in 2015, the union's members boycotted the film. As a result, the union warned its members that they would be disciplined if they participated in the production. Additionally, Perry was placed on Equity's Do Not Work list, and he remains there to this day. Do you still believe this to be a series of random events? I don't think that's the case. Plus, there's more to Tyler Perry Studios than that. In 2008, the Writers Guild of America West filed an unfair labor practice complaint against Perry's production company because he had fired 4 black writers from his TV comedy House of Pain. The writers reportedly lost their jobs because they attempted to form a union. As for pension and health benefits for writers, Perry allegedly refused to sign a workers' guide contract. His lawyers said at the time that the writers had been let go due to the quality of their work, rather than because of union contracts. One grumpy Twitter user responded to a message implying that Tyler Perry, despite being a millionaire, is modest by commenting, "Billionaires should not exist and Tyler Perry does not support unionized workers. Who gives a F about the fake humility posts?" Another person added, "If Tyler Perry was forced to pay his workers a percentage of the profits instead of a fixed amount, how would that hurt anyone?" So, Perry is a renowned workers' oppressor in the film industry, and to make matters worse, he always behaves like a saint when all is said and done, just like in the cases of Monique and Haddish. Guess what he did to Haddish? After Haddish's bankruptcy case was dismissed, Perry went on a public evangelism tour to boast about how he had assisted her. Is that how you protect the ones you say you love? Personally, I don't think so. Do you agree? Leave a comment and tell us what you think. And that's it from us today. Until next time, thank you for watching.
Oh, this other one didn't end abruptly. Like, bye. Okay, that's it. Bye. Whew. Wow. tea has been spilled today, friends. Some of this may be true, some of this may not be true. Once again, I will say this. Hollyweird is an interesting place, and it always will be. I think that I've heard personal stories, being an actor, being an extra, and different things. I've heard personal stories about working with Tyler Perry at Tyler Perry Studios, and the amount of money that you get and the working conditions. I personally heard these kind of stories, guys. I could only imagine that it gets worse when you're higher up, when you're a writer, when you're one of the main cast of actors, when you're part of it. Why did he want to cast non-union actors? Simply said, because they would have no rights. They would have no benefits. They would have no one backing them. See, when you're union, when you're part of the SAG-AFTRA, you have rights. You have different things that you have to get. There's minimum. There's all kind of things that happen when you're a part of those things. But when you're not, they can do whatever. They can say, here's your trailer. It could be a freaking bathroom. That could be your dressing room. You could get, peanut butter and jelly for lunch. No lunch breaks. Working 12, 13-hour days, no breaks. They don't have to do that. The residuals, there's all kind of things that come with trying to cast somebody that's non-union. I just think that these things happen because certain people won't play the game. Does that make sense? If that Tiffany Haddish, Aries Spears thing had been out for a long time, why is it getting brought around now? Why is she getting in trouble for it now? I kind of feel like maybe there was a conversation and she didn't want to be a part of the game. Who really knows? I feel like the same thing with Monique. She didn't want to be a part of the game. She didn't want to be a part of the promotion. And so they gave her the X. They said, thanks for your work, goodbye. I don't know for a fact any of this. This is all just discussion. This is just all thoughts. Guys, I want to know what you think. I want to know what you think about this. I want to see if I did see that Tiffany Haddish is in the Hollywood mansion, Disney's haunted mansion. Tiffany Haddish is in there, so maybe she is making that comeback. So good for her. But what happened? That's for you to decide. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Let's do this again. There's a lot more videos like this. Let's do this again. See you next time.